Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Barbecue. My name is Mike. I want to welcome you back to the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. If you're new, please consider subscribing. My logo is always in your bottom right. You can subscribe anytime by hitting that. Today I'm going to do a simple recipe, barbecue recipe with you. This is something that I grew up eating, and I know I've done a lot of recipes like this before. It's a simple recipe, but there's a few important things that you need to know if you want it to turn out correct. Today we're going to do the Italian sausage sandwich. So I'll be right back and we're going to get started. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you my ingredients here. Part of this sandwich is that you've got to make some really good sweet peppers with Italian seasoning. We've got some nice sliced green pepper here. We're going to go ahead and get those in some olive oil at some really low heat with some Italian seasoning and some garlic. And it's critical that you cook these at a low temperature. I've got a cooktop here. I'm going to show you how we put that together in a minute. And you want to start those before you even get the sausage on the grill, because you really want those to cook for a while and get soft. You don't want them to be overheated and you don't want them to get wilted. You just want them to absorb those flavors and still have a little bit of texture. Now for this sandwich, you're also going to need some good bread. In the town I grew up, we used to have a lot of sources for just awesome homemade Italian sausage. Since we moved down here to where we are now, there aren't really that many sources for it. So today I'm just using some Johnsonville's. It's sort of our go-to thing here. So it's really good if you're in a hurry and you just want to pick up some sausage and put these sandwiches together, and they always turn out really well. We're going to be adding some mozzarella cheese to this sandwich, and we're going to be melting that down towards the end of this recipe, and I'll show you how that works. And of course, you know there's no way I'm going to rock this sandwich without my giardiniera. If you don't know what that is, I'll put a link down in the description. I've done a few other videos where I've used giardiniera. Now, important note on cooking these sausages. I'm going to be smoking these out on my pellet smoker today at about 225 to 235 is going to be my setting. What I love about cooking sausage on a pellet smoker is that you're able to really preserve the skin on the outside, cook them through and through, and just preserve all those juices on the inside. So when you bite into this, you're going to get that nice crisp from the skin breaking, and you're going to get that juice, and it is just going to be phenomenal. You can go ahead and go direct flames with these and just char them to death, and a lot of people like them that way, and sometimes I do. But if I really want to make a good sausage sandwich, I'm going to go low and slow on these, let them cook, but don't kill them. So now that you know what the ingredients are, we're going to reposition this camera and get it in on this cooktop here, and I'm going to show you how we start these peppers. That's the first step in this, and it's a real important one if you want to make the sandwich right. So you're going to start with a generous amount of olive oil in here. You really want to coat this pan. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add these green peppers. Now a lot of you are probably wondering right now why this isn't preheated. Well, when you're making sweet peppers, you don't really want to preheat the oil, because you don't want to burn these and you don't want to wilt them. You really want these to come up to temperature very slow and maintain a very low temperature throughout the whole cook, so they still have some texture, but they've had enough time to really absorb all these flavors. So the next thing, we're going to go ahead and add this Italian seasoning that I've made, and this is basically just a half a teaspoon of basil and a half a teaspoon of oregano, but it's really going to add great flavor to these peppers. And we're going to add a little bit of salt, and this is just sea salt and some black pepper. I'll add that garlic maybe about halfway through. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I'll bring you back in for an update on this. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and get the pellet smoker preheated. Alright, we're outside. Pellet smoker's preheated. And we're going to go ahead and get this sausage on. Now this is going to take probably about 45 minutes. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. We're really in no hurry. I'll bring you back. I won't bore you with all the checks. Probably only going to check it once or twice until it's done. Once it's ready to come off, I'll bring you back and show you that. Alright, so it's been about 20 minutes, and I've just been kind of stirring these around. So I'm trying to keep the peppers away from the hot oil as much as I can. Don't want to overcook them. I'm sure we're going to manage just fine, but it is time to go ahead and get this garlic in here. I'm going to go ahead and work that in a bit. The reason why I wait on the garlic is because I don't want the garlic to burn. You know, even at low temperatures, that can happen. And with this setup, you know, there's a chance it might anyway, but it's still going to taste great no matter what. So we're going to go ahead and work that in and just basically let these continue to cook. Alright guys, quick update here on these peppers. You can see that they're turning lighter, they're softening up, and this is exactly what we're looking for. And I waited to put that garlic in because I didn't want it to burn, and you can see the garlic is still there. It's still got its color, it hasn't burnt. So these need about another 10 minutes or so. I'm going to rock them covered for the last 10 minutes. Really going to try to soften these up a little bit more. They're right where I want them, but I want a little bit more tenderness to them here. So we're just about ready. And I checked the sausage too. That's going to be ready to come off about the same time. So I'll catch up with you guys at the smoker in a few minutes when we're going to get the sausage off there. We'll come inside and we'll build a sandwich. Alright, these are ready to come off. So I'm going to go ahead and get these inside. And then we're going to build ourselves a nice sandwich. Alright guys, here we go. Now we're going to go ahead and build this sandwich and get it melted out in the smoker. So I'm going to build one with you right now. Alright, so we start with a piece of foil. Got our bread here. I'm going to start by placing some cheese in there. Just a little bit for the bottom underneath. Now our sausage. And we're going to get some of these beautiful peppers here. The aroma from these peppers is insane. And you're getting the oregano, you're getting the basil, you're getting the garlic. It's just fascinating how good this smells while you're cooking it. And the taste is even better. Now we're going to add some of this giardiniera. And we're going to top that off with more cheese. Okay, that's one. I'm going to do the rest of these. I'm going to get these back out on the smoker for about 10 minutes. I just sort of want to keep that upright with it just tented a little bit on the top like that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do the other ones. And I'm going to get these back out on the smoker for about 10 minutes just to melt them down. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll bring you back when I take these off and reveal it for you. Okay, so I just got these off the smoker. It took about 10 to 12 minutes to melt this cheese down. These smell fantastic, and I can't wait to go ahead and bite into one of these. I'm going to take a couple pictures for my thumbnail, and then normally you would never cut this in half, ever, because it's a sacrilege. You just pick it up and eat it. However, I want to show you guys the cross section. I want to check it out and see how it came out. So I'm going to pick one of these to cut in half, and we'll do a taste test with that one. All right, these smell so terrific. I can't wait to go ahead and do a taste test. We're going to serve this up with a little bit of tomato salad here. It's basically just tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, and some homemade vinegar and oil that I put together with some seasoning. And you know, I make a lot of little stuff like that, guys, from time to time, and I'm sort of afraid to post it because it's a small little side dish, and I don't want all the carnivores to get upset if I don't have a steak or a sausage in front of them. So anyway, let me know in the comments section if you want to see some of those small recipes from time to time, okay? And then of course, just showing you my most prized possession, my giardiniera. Let's go ahead and grab one of these, cut it open, take a look at the cross section. All right, here we go. Just take a look at all that deliciousness right there. Now there's so much juice in that sausage because we smoked it at a low temperature. The skin stayed together. This is just going to be beautiful. All right, here's what we're working with. This smells so good. It's time to dig in. You guys ready? Cheers. So the first thing I notice is the snap from that skin because it stayed intact. I got that hot giardiniera, I got those beautiful sweet peppers in there. And the giardiniera, putting that on there while we melted the cheese, some of that oil got into the bread, so I'm getting that too. This is just fantastic. Now remember, it's an easy recipe, but there's those few, little things that you want to remember as far as the cooking temperature and stuff like that. So anyway, look, this was another great recipe. I'm glad you guys joined me today. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.